I'm Tamara Jenkins, and I am the Talent Acquisition Manager for the Human Resources Office at Columbus State University. And in today's workshop, we are going to discuss the search committee process, the new system, which is entitled One USG Careers. We're going to discuss how you go in and actually view your applicants and conduct a successful search, and the process of how we keep HR in the loop of all of your search processes until the end of your selection. If I haven't introduced myself or you don't know me, I'm Tamara Jenkins from the Human Resources Office. I do the talent acquisition functions in the HR office. So I post your positions and help you recruit for your positions that you're committee members or hiring managers of. A lot's changed, I think, since some of you have been in the room with me since we've done this last training. We've gone to a new system. It's called One USG. You've probably heard a lot about it. Are going a different way to get your paycheck stubs and view your leave balances, and that's all part of the One USG initiative. It's part of the human capital management. You've probably even heard that term in one meeting or another as well. So the purpose of this is to get a lot of our core functions in one system. And that also includes not only some of the financial aspects, but this is also going to include some of your HR functions, and which will also include your recruitment, which we call One USG Careers. So some pros and cons to One USG Careers. You are now not having to log into an external portal like you used to have to go to. It's all linked to your employee self-service portal, which again, One USG Connect or HCM, whichever you want to call it. But it allows us to link you to your positions from within your employee profile, if you will. So in doing so, we use the single sign-on. No more of y'all having to wait until Monday morning when I decide to check my email to reset your password. No more of you having to try to remember what that is unless you've forgotten your MyCSU. It's an all single sign-on. So as long as you can log into your MyCSU portal, you can log into your One USG Connect. So with that being said, most of you here, your positions are posted. I think there may be one or two positions that you're a committee member of, may not be, and that's okay. It's slowly making its way to me. Just to shed a little light on the process, I know we all would hope that as soon as you fill out the requisitions and you're told by your dean that your position for your college is going to be posted, and voila, it makes it to Tamara and it gets posted. Well, it doesn't work that way. It goes through a lot of offices, and I'm actually the last person that ends up getting it after it leaves your dean's office and then makes its way to your provost office. Then it makes its way to business and finance, to the president's office, back to business and finance and budget, and then I receive it. And most times I receive all of them at one time. So it takes me a few days to get everything up and posted. But rest assured, once I receive them, I do work diligently getting those up for you. And that does include if I have to take it home with me. I just want to make sure we try to stay on schedule so you're able to have a successful search. So I just wanted to shed a little light on how that process works. So with that being said, what's probably new for you is you've noticed I've already logged into MyCSU. The easiest way for you to get there will be through the One USG Connect and benefits. You'll actually be seeing, I'm doing a shameless plug, you'll be seeing a lot of this over the next few weeks, because this is also where you're going to go for your open enrollment. So be familiar with this page. So you will log into the One USG Connect. Again, if you are logged into MyCSU, you will see the single sign-on connection happen. If this is your first time here, you will receive a page that's going to ask you to pick your institution. And you want to remember that institution. You want to also make sure you pick the correct institution. Because then that could be an IT issue that you'll have if you select the incorrect institution. We then have to pair back up your single sign-on access. But when you do this, you'll notice it's going to take you to the default page of your employee self-service. If you have never been to this page, this is where you should be going. This is where you should be going to handle all of your employee services, such as viewing your paycheck stub, making sure your personal details are up to date, viewing your leave and accrual balances. But this is also where you will go if there is an opportunity that you are wanting to view, or you just wanting to view it internally. You'll notice an careers tile here. This is where you will go to view as an employee all of the positions that are currently posted. I say that to say this: there's a twofold face of this portal. There's an external facing, and then there's an internal facing. So as an internal employee, you will go here to view, and it will automatically connect you to be able to view all of the positions. Notice how I didn't have to click on anything other than the tile. It already says welcome Tamara. This is where you will go as on the internal side. This includes any positions that are internal only. No longer will it be posted externally and it says internal only. If it's an internal position, this is the only way you're going to be able to view this. So you're not going to be able to just go to the HR website to see if it's posted, if it says internal only. If it says internal only, you have to go through this portal or this tile. If you want to view for the sake of, let's say, I just want to go look at it to see what external employees look at. Because this is a single sign-on technology, you have to go into another browser to do that. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm a Chrome user, so I also open Firefox because this is the only way you're going to be able to see what it looks like to the general public. If you try to do this within the browser you are viewing while your single sign-on is activated, it's going to tell you your password needs reset, you're not authorized to view. That's a browser issue because of the single sign-on. So you have to go out into an external browser. And doing that, you look just like a regular person. You notice nothing is customized. It doesn't say welcome Tamara because it's thinking I'm just a regular person that's trying to view all of the posted positions. And either one of them, you can go to view all ads and you will be able to see all of the positions that are currently posted. So I wanted to give you that too, because I know sometimes you're used to going to look at the actual HR page to look at it, and it's a little different now that we have this set up. So let's go back to the portal. Again, as an internal employee, you'll probably see more jobs sometimes than you'll see on the other side because there may be a couple that are internal only positions. And I don't know if you've noticed, I know from memory we have one or two that are internal only. So from the internal side it says 47. From the external side you see it says 45. So that's why that's important. So what has changed probably from the last meeting, a committee meeting that we've had that maybe one or two of you have been in, is I think initially, and because this is new, it changes all the time because we were the first cohort. We're actually about to bring on a new cohort in December, which is the largest, which will be UGA. So we are having to change and test some things to accommodate UGA because they use a different type of formatting for their faculty and their staff. I think they even have, I think all of their faculty, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 12-month faculty. So we're having to try to adjust to some of those changes. With that being said, something may even change after this meeting. But as of right now, all committee members will be listed in the portal as committee members. Even if you are a chair of the committee, I think at one point I was able to add you as a hiring manager. So you could actually go to the tile and manage your self-service. Let me back up and show you what that is. You see how this says employee self-service? If you have any direct reports, you also have a manager self-service. that gives you a function to be able to manage your employees, so to speak. But we have many positions that are administrators and don't necessarily have direct reports. That can be an issue when you are trying to be listed as a hiring manager. So if you'll notice how I changed to manager self-service, it's two tiles here that says open jobs and create job opening. There was a point in time where you wouldn't have to go through a navigation that I'm about to show you. You could actually click on this open jobs tile. Dr. Picard, I think you're actually going to have this because you do have direct reports. And you, the dean and the provost are probably going to be able to go this route to be able to view your jobs. So that's very kind of specific on who can view it this way and who can't. Everyone else will have to go another route. And I'm actually on a committee trying to get the system to put a tile on here for search committee members as well. Hi, Dr. Stokes. Get out. So if you are a committee member, I'm going to get to the meat of it now because this is more tailored to, I wanted to make sure I showed you that before you left. But if you are a committee member, that email that I will send you saying you are currently added, your position is now posted, please make sure you pay attention to that email because will have attached the instructions of how to navigate this system. And it gives you the instructions of how to go in because you're not going to go in just by clicking on a tile. So we're going to go through that right now. So if you are a committee member, and keep in mind I'm a practitioner, so you're about to see every job that I've posted on this campus. If you are a committee member, the instructions are going to tell you to go over here to the navigator. So the little compass is the navigator. You'll see the navigator button here. And it will actually, and I have a lot of options that you're not going to have, okay? You're probably going to have one or two. But what we're looking for right now is, let me make sure I see it on here is recruiting. You're going to go to recruiting, and then you're actually going to go to, I believe it's browse job openings. This is going to allow you to see all of the jobs you are a committee member, that you are assigned to as a committee member. Or you've ever been assigned to since we've been on this system as a committee member. And most of you are on multiple committees. You're either a chair or you're either a regular member, but you're going to be able to see all of those positions by going this route. So once you go here, this is how you will be able to select your positions. So again, you're going to see all of the ones that I have posted. I'm trying to think of one. Okay, so no one's in this one. Can I pick on teacher education? Is that okay? No one's in it, so I feel. So you vote for that one? So we're going to select this position. It's going to feel really techy to you, but you also have to keep in mind this is PeopleSoft. So PeopleSoft is that type of reporting system. So it looks like there's just a lot of information that you shouldn't have. You are going to have this page. This is sort of my, this is my electronic requisition, if you will. So this is sort of my electronic version of the paper that gets routed around saying I can post the position. But for you, all you're really worried about is the job posting. Let me go to job details. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get to the posting so I can show you where the applicants are. Sometimes it's hard to navigate it when you're coming from the practitioner side because I need you to see it coming from your side. We want to look at the applicants, but I'm wondering if it's not taking me to that page because
It opened right up to the right page for me.
you know what, I think this was one that it was a draft. Give me 1 second. And I get these errors because I am a practitioner. I'm supposed to go another route, not this way, and so I get all of this weird stuff. Let's try this one. There we go. And so this is what it will look like to see your applicants. And it opened right up for you, you said, Dr. Denside. Okay. So anyone that applies for a position, they are automatically going to come in all, which is the applied state. You can tell someone has reviewed it here. It does say reviewed, but if you go here, it will be all. But when someone applies for a position and no one on the committee touches it, it goes into the applied state. That's how you can see everyone regardless of what status they're in. Once the committee members start tinkering around, is a word I like to use, and maybe marking it as reviewed, you will be able to see who's been looked at and who hasn't. It goes into different buckets. So this is a reviewed bucket. So let's say we had a bucket that had maybe 10 applicants. If someone had only reviewed 2 of those applicants, only 2 of them will be in the reviewed bucket. You would still have the other 8 in the applied bucket. So that's how you're going to know if there's some that have come in after someone has reviewed them. What's important also is, from my access, you have these icons now. You may have only 1 or 2 of them, but what's going to be the hardest transition for you is the way that you're probably used to viewing the applicants and printing them off in People Admin. This is completely different. So you almost feel like you don't have as much information that you should have at first, and I'll give you an example. So for this particular applicant, I'm able to either view their full application,